read it, I said to myself, well, I said to her, yeah, of course I'll do that. But I was thinking to myself, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to read that. I'm going to write a new poem, which is unfinished on the desk in room 255. So, in the absence of a new poem, I'm just going to extemporaneize a little bit and make up words along the way. Is that, you'll allow that?
Do the thing, man.
I'll do the thing. I'll say a few words first, and then we'll read the old poem and we'll see if it stands up. Does that sound good to you, Tila?
Sounds great.
So one part of the poem that I wanted to make sure, the new poem in the desk on room 255, began with an invocation of the deity. That went like this. Sing, oh gluons, sing nucleotides, sing cells and flagella, sing bone, sing bunny, sing tiger, sing woman, singing me now. So Ryan and I are a little bit alike. I saw Sophia Espeja up here singing, and she's a wonderful little girl. I've got a wonderful little girl about the same age, and every night when we go to bed, we do quiz time. We do quiz time with her, and we say things like how many feet are in how many inches are in a foot, how many days are in a year, what is 4 minus 6, name the planets that circle the sun. We say, what is a star? How do the stars work? She says, hydrogens smash together and make helium. And that produces light. I'm like, that's close enough for now. That's good.
Technically.
That's good. The last thing that I say to her is, what's the most important thing in the world? Sometimes she gets it wrong. Sometimes she thinks it's macaroni and cheese. Which is not a bad first guess. But I say, Signe, the most important thing in the world is love. What's in second place? Second place is truth. Both of these things are proxies for what some people call God. And I'll only go on for just a minute. Ryan and I, when we get together and talk about these things that someone call masturbatory.
You guys?
How does DNA work? How do proteins work? How do these things build a body? Why does the universe look like it does? Here's the point. All of this stuff, all the shit that should not work, like how DNA turns into proteins, turns into bones, turns into bodies, turns into women. What's the ultimate expression of this stuff, Barton? What's the fullest flower of it? It's love, dude. Love is the fullest flower of all of this physical stuff that underpins the entire universe, right? So that's what I said to Signe. I say the most important thing, doesn't matter how many days in a year there are, doesn't matter which is the smallest planet or the closest to the sun. What matters is that love is the most important thing.
Hell yeah.
Truth of
Love it.
second. Now, time keeps flying by no matter what you do. When you're a kid, you spend a lot of time unlearning what everyone tells you. You say to yourself, this doesn't matter. None of this matters. What are these holidays? What are these things that I'm learning in school? None of this stuff matters. Celine, you unlearn all that stuff. And then you get a little bit older and you say, well, I've figured out all the Lego parts of this universe and it doesn't mean shit. So you have to start putting the pieces back together, and what do you assemble them into? Pieces of meaning, right? You have to build your own meaning, and that's why it's super important that we're here tonight, right?
Yes.
On the 10th anniversary of Michelle and Ryan, because time's gonna keep flying by, and if you don't mark it, if you don't make it special, it will not be special. So it's really awesome that Ryan and Michelle have brought us here tonight, and I see old friends and new friends, and Jeff, who did the Iliad as a one-man play, like, where's that dude? Oh, sick.
Do the
So,
Iliad!
yeah, do the Iliad. So anyways, in the interest of marking time, in the interest of seeing what stands up, so I wrote a poem 10 years ago for these guys. It took me a lot of Budweisers and wild turkeys. I didn't have time today to consume enough Budweisers and wild turkeys to quite finish the one I wanted to. So let's read the old one and see if it sticks. Ready? And it says here on Handsome Bill's phone.
As one does.
For Ryan and Michelle, down by the beach is where we find them. From Iowa to Florida, by eastern lands and Europe's shores all the way, comes a 6-foot man with an athletic build and an unbelievable haircut. Now that remains true. To stand before a girl who, if she hasn't charmed you with innocent eyes and melted you with a laugh and smile you haven't met, to pledge themselves to one another. A wise man told me, the most beautiful thing about the beach is when you kick back and it's quiet and you wonder why you're there. So wonder now. There's no greater gift than the fortunate hour. And when Ryan asks a question in the temple to foreign gods, an ancient faith conspires against the daughters of night. Nona sweats at her spinning, Decima fumbles her rod, and Atropos lies in drunken sleep. Michelle takes the ring and they jump the fence at midnight. In a locked shots stand for love everlasting and endless now, where past and future quarrel in a battle of the witless. And the moon is always waxing and warm, and he sees her in her supernal form, where the cup never assembles nor breaks, and through the arch comes Epicurus and blows his horn, and the elephants come in and wave their trunks in unison. In Arcadia they go. On your way, here's your wisdom. Tell her you love her every day before rising. Tell him you love him every night before dreaming. Remember, the better part of stars is the looking at them. The better part of knowing is the tangled morning, that we're all equal in different ways. That the most handsome part of a man is his understanding, that the most beautiful part of a woman is her heart. Tonight, on your first night together, eat up your apples and ice creams, but later remember. So this is the later, so let's see if this works. Today we stood by waters that boiled and fell 1,000,000 times before we came, to whose murky corners sink the disappearing dust of our every philosophy. And each sea-sweet mandala from lands where the wise never kiss, and we felt a sense of calm, a sealess wave rolling above the fray, and we saw love dreaming in daylight. If you think you see Ryan and Michelle on a Bangkok Avenue, some New York flamenco floor, any Naples cafe, look again. They're really by the beach in love on lasting sands.
Yes.